G,
I could have sworn I hit that thing, man.
G, can you hear us? We can't
He
hear us.
can't. He can't hear us. He on mute.
You mute yourself. Unmute yourself.
You muted.
Mute. Unmute yourself. Let's see. Unmute.
I don't know if I can unmute him. Oh yeah, right here maybe.
Can you get it? Unmute. Unmute.
It won't let me unmute him.
Huh?
It won't let me unmute him for some reason. Now he unmuted. Look like. Can you hear G? Hey, the crew and you family, they are very. I apologize. Me and Corey on here just talking. Welcome to episode 85. Me and Corey just on here talking.
For about 14 minutes.
Yeah, about 14 minutes. I didn't hit the go live button. So I apologize for that, everyone out there. Basically, we were just talking about, the first thing we were talking about was the fact that Wiggins is now coming. We were talking about the CBA a little bit. Then we were talking about the fact that Wiggins is coming back to the to San Francisco this week.
Yeah. So to catch y'all up on the only thing that we talked about on the new CBA was, it's a 7-year tentative agreement, but then also you got to have at least 65 days, 65 games played in order to be considered for the MVP or the most valuable player, most defensive player of the year, whatever, any kind of accolades. You got to play at least 65 games. So that's where we kind of were. And then we, like you said, then we came up the rear with Andrew Wiggins. We heard that Andrew Wiggins was back. So we apologize. We're getting into the meat of this thing, but we have been talking for about 15 minutes.
And again, I want to welcome right to Little John to the show again.
So they were watching us. They were able to see what we were doing.
I don't think they were able to see what we were doing.
Because once that, I'm predicting 325 this evening. What does that mean?
Nah, you don't know what that means?
No.
3, 2,
1. Oh Lord, yeah, we're getting there. That's what I'm saying. It said 805. It said where somewhere, fighting or what is. I mean, James, he was quoting that commenting on 805.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Because I could have sworn. Yeah, I could have sworn I hit go live.
Or maybe you did. Maybe Galen did it. I don't know. Cause you put in the whole, the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, man.
Maybe. Let me see. But we live right now. We live
right now. In the meantime, this is a perfect time to pay some bills.
That's what's up.
Are you in the market for a new home or looking to refinance your conventional, FHA, or VA loan? The crew and you have the perfect guy for you, the mortgage guy, Alvin Jameson. That's right, Alvin Jameson at alvinjameson.com. You can also reach him as we do at 404-587-9033. Financing a home can be one of the biggest investments you can make. Go with the one the crew and you trust, Alvin Jameson. And when you reach out to him, let him know you heard it from the crew and you. Are you in the market?
All right, sir. Let's get back at it.
So look, man, we don't know what G is. Hey, man, I need to know where your head is. I know he ain't there, but we got to go to game one, man. We got to go. I want to at least start this talk because he just texted me and said that he can't hear and he having some technical difficulties. And
you want to go to game one or what?
The first game, like between Iowa and South Carolina. We got to
So you want to go to game one of the women?
Let's go to game one, man. Because like I said, I don't know who he is, but you went into radio silence for the past 2 days, and
it wasn't the past 2 days. It was last night when I stopped arguing with y'all.
But I'm saying the game was the day before. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah. The game was Friday, so I made my comments Friday, and I said see y'all. When I said see y'all, that's what that meant.
And that's what I'm saying. You went radio silent at least for a day until the day. You know what I'm saying? G on assignment. So we'll go. We gotta go there first. Let's at least go. Look, my wife said Baton Rouge is lit right now. I'm pretty sure it is. But I gotta know where your head is in terms of that first game with Iowa and South Carolina.
All right, what you want to go with?
Well, let me say this here first. I think I did pick Iowa to upset the mighty Goliath, which was South Carolina. I did. I think I went hard on Caitlin Clark because I wanted somebody to stand up to the juggernaut, which I felt was, like you said before, which had on paper, on the court, the better team. Now, in my opinion, like I said, I thought it was a fair game that was played, and they had a team that came through and played their heart out and won what was to me a great NCAA women's semifinals game. Now, I know you had a different opinion on it, but me personally, I thought it was called well. And I think you may have something different to add.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And we can't go to game one without going to game. We've got going to the championship game.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
But the thing is, we had some major disagreements. I think it was to me it was poorly called.
Poorly called.
You're at 4:15 of the first quarter, Aaliyah Boston got her first foul. I can show you a clip of it if you want to see it. So before they called that foul, she got shoved in the back with the ball that the referee didn't see. But then the referee turned around and saw the flop that they called the foul on. That was at 4:15 left in the first quarter. Okay. And the second, in that same quarter, with 1 minute and 37 seconds left to go, which is about 2 minutes later, she got her second foul.
Which was a foul.
Foul. This girl falling down, and she reached over and hit the ball.
But I'm saying, are you mad because they called it, or because it was really a foul?
Both.
You gotta call it though. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, I'm not finished. So you called that one. Then in the third quarter, with 7 minutes and 41 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
The elbow.
This young lady but you didn't see what happened before that, right?
No, I'm saying the foul was committed when she turned around.
No. You didn't see what happened before that. That same girl before she did that had her arm across Leah's waist, holding her.
That wasn't no hold, man. When I did watch that.
See, I know we're gonna come to this. That's why I got clips. I know it's gonna come to this.
I'm saying what I'm saying to you is Aaliyah Boston is 6', she's 6'5".
That don't make no difference, Corey.
When you check her, that girl was smaller than her, but was saying she was on the right side of her. When she turned, the ref saw the elbow. Most of the time, you can get away with those little ticky-tack fouls.
You saw the elbow because that's what you wanted to see. Why? No, I'm gonna tell you why. Because just what you said, South Carolina come in, they bigger than them, so they're looking at that. What?
You said that too. You gave me 6'7", 6'5".
Right.
I'm gonna put.
But because I'm bigger than you, that don't mean you ignore fouls that happen to me because I'm big, and watch out for the foul that happened to the little person. I'm gonna give you an example. I know you don't like Cam Newton. That's just like Cam Newton. Cam Newton, because he big, took a lot of hits when he was in his prime. There's a lot of other they would call a flag on other quarterbacks because of his size. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about.
Okay. Even if that were true, which I don't feel like it is, that's just one part of the game. Like I said, with Aaliyah Boston, nevertheless, was she the deciding factor on this win? I don't think so.
No. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why. This is why. Number one, the second foul caused them to miss the whole first half. Right. She come in 7 minutes into the third quarter. She get her foul.
That third foul was legit. I'll give you the second one, but that third foul was legit though, OG. When you blatantly see when she turned, the elbow was open and out. Now the girl sold it.
Watch, they gonna go back and show it again now.
Okay.
What? Now watch the young lady that's playing her. Watch her arm now when they show this replay.
Cause she kept saying she holding me.
Yeah, watch your arm. Watch your arm now. Watch your arm. Watch your arm. Look at the arm right there. Look at the arm right there going across her.
Okay. Go back to it. Aaliyah held her arm too. She
was holding Aaliyah, man.
But they both were holding each other. Look at that play, OG. Watch your girl. She also had her arm on her too. They were both doing it. You don't think?
See, here we go. Here we go again. So I'm gonna show you something else.
Show me something else, man.
Cause I knew we was gonna come to this. So watch this right. This the first. Look, this the first foul. Watch this. This the first foul. Oh, you missed the beginning of it. I missed the beginning of it. Where she got shoved in the back. Then they called a flop.
The shove in the back.
Watch this. Watch now. I'm gonna try to hold it up here and then press play. It's gonna be tough for me to do it.
Put your arm down, son. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna play it. I can't see it.
It's gone now. Oh wait. Well, move it up. You gotta go back. Okay.
What? You see her about fall? Because she got shoved.
Oh my God.
She about fell because she got shoved.
No.
Then you come back and throw a foul on her.
When did she ever get pushed around like that? Never. She tried to sell it.
So the girl from Iowa sold it better than she did then because they called it a flop.
They both sold well, but what I'm saying is you can call that though. Aaliyah Boston don't never get pushed around like that. She sold it and then she lost on the sale.
I'm gonna tell you something else that happened all night long. And I'm glad they called it today. And they show girl using her off arm to make room to get them open shots. She did that all night against South Carolina, and they never called her.
No, not all night. No, she didn't. Y'all switched 5 girls on that girl all night.
It don't make no difference. If you're extending your arm out to make room, that's a foul.
Now, okay, look. When you're trying to separate that, now you have a point. I'm gonna agree with you on that. You have a point. If you're blatantly pushing off to get away, but at the same time, if the girl is hacking you, or you, and like I said, as a shooting guard, she's trying to get away from the hole, from the hard defense.
But you can't extend your arm to make room.
Not a foul though. Like I said, y'all, you making a ticky tack now. You know what I'm saying? If
you're using your arm to make space to get a shot off, if you use your off arm to make space to get a shot off, that's a foul.
So what they were saying was, if you're trying to hold this person, which they were trying to antagonize, not antagonize the girl, but what you're trying to do is you try to get her out of the game, which South Carolina was doing a great job on switching out 5 girls to do so. But if you got to get away, they're not going to call the offensive foul on you if you're trying to get away from a defensive player. They're not going to call that every time.
So why they call it today? They called it twice today.
You know what? 2 times is different than calling the whole. You claim she was doing it the whole game.
I'm saying, but my thing is, they did not call one foul on her for doing that in the game against South Carolina. And that's her game. That's her game. She didn't just change up the day against LSU. That's what she does.
Who? That's who does?
Caitlin Clark.
What you mean change up? What you talking about?
I'm saying that's her game. She didn't change up for those fouls to be called today on her playing LSU. She did the same thing when she playing South Carolina. That's what I mean.
So the way I look at it is, Aaliyah Boston got they call it on her on their game. They call it on Caitlin on this game here. LSU had that number. I mean, it came back.
But what I'm saying is, that don't help my team.
It don't help. It don't help your team. But what I'm saying was, I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't pick Iowa against LSU when we were sitting there talking about it, but I did pick them against yours. But all I'm saying was, even if they didn't call it in the first game, they made the corrections in the second game.
That don't help my team.
It don't help you. It don't. It's over at this point.
So basically what you're doing is you proving my point for me.
No.
Yes, you are.
All I'm saying is if they didn't get it right, they got it right for LSU. They just didn't get it right for yours.
That's what I'm saying. So you're helping me prove my point about the calls in that game. That's what you're doing. And I'm gonna tell you something else that I thought was disrespect for her, and she got her payback today.
But
no, I ain't talking about that. That's what Reese did to her.
Yeah.
I'm talking about what she doing, her little waving her hand at Raven Johnson.
Is that what they call a technical on? Or what?
No. They call the technical on her. You talking about on Caitlin?
Caitlin, yeah.
No, they call the technical on her because when they're big, got their fifth foul, she grabbed the ball, slung the ball behind her back, out of bounds, and wasn't no official over there.
So I missed most of that one, but
that's why they call it a tech.
Okay.
But obviously, because they was backing off of Raven Johnson because they thought Raven Johnson couldn't shoot until she started shooting. So every time she be back in the paint and Raven Johnson getting the ball, she go wave off Raven Johnson all like this.
You know what? I don't blame her for doing that. Raven Johnson was 21% in the season.
But guess what though? You know what the LSU players say? They said that was disrespectful, and they're not gonna do that against her. So that's the main reason that Angel Reese came to her doing this.
Is that what that was for?
At the end of the game, that's what that was for.
I don't like that Angel Reese and a few of those girls didn't you know how they slap hands at the end of the game. They didn't do that. I think they took a little too personal behind the loss of South Carolina. But like I said, however this goes, I'm glad. Okay, you know what? Congratulations to LSU on winning this thing. Now, like I said, initially my thing was to have somebody stand up against who I felt like was a juggernaut in ladies basketball. That's that I wanted to see y'all take. I don't want to say take an L, which I was going for Iowa. I wanted somebody to stand up to y'all. Now,
but stand up being the fair way.
What? Huh? Now, like James was saying, they shouldn't have technical, Caitlin. But like I said, I didn't see it.
That was intentional disrespect. She did.
There was they have. I'm telling the ref said they shouldn't have technical. She shouldn't have got a tech for that.
What? But there was no official there. So what was she throwing the ball to? And it went at a fair rate of speed too. But no official over there.
It's not their job to get the ball to the refs, though. You just get the ball out of bounds.
Put the ball down on the ground. You had to do it behind your back and throw it in the crowd.
What I'm saying to you is, you saying that this game, Aaliyah Boston being out of the game. Okay, let's say if she wasn't in foul trouble, would that have changed the outcome of the game?
That would have changed the way she played. She played when she got the third foul. She played more timid than she normally would because she knew she got the fourth foul. She was coming out the game again.
41 points on that 41 point performance by Caitlin to beat
points. She got 41 points and they beat us by 4.
And that's what I'm saying. If Aaliyah Boston was in there, which she didn't foul out. You saying that caused her to play timid?
I'm saying it caused her to play timid because she know the minute she got that fourth foul, Dawn Staley was gonna pull her.
Let me ask this question.
So therefore, she played in a manner where she wouldn't get that fourth foul.
All right, do you give Iowa any credit for the win?
No.
None?
No.
Come on, man. You ain't being fair at all. If you give them no credit at all, that gives you no credibility on the L that South Carolina took. You got to give them some kind of credit for the win.
No, I don't.
Because all you complain about is 3 fouls.
I don't have to give them anything.
No, you got to be fair though, right?
I'm being fair the way I see being fair.
Come on, man. G, can you hear this? Are you anywhere near? I can't hear you.
I tell you, we need to wait on him to.
Can you unmute? He said, "Can you unmute him?" Let me see.
I tried unmuting him and they wouldn't let me unmute. When I try unmuting him, it won't unmute him. I'm clicking on that unmute. Let me right click it. See what that do. No, I ain't doing that.
Can't unmute your guest. The mic is. He said the mic isn't connected.
Yeah.
It won't allow us to unmute you, G, because your mic ain't connected. Is what it's saying.
I'm gonna text him. I guess he's trying to show us the Hawk game. Must be going down to the wire.
That ain't what we talking about right now. That ain't what's going on right now.
He's saying they in overtime.
I see you. I saw that. Man, get out of look. I'm gonna remove this dude. Look. So let me ask this question here, because he can't say nothing anyway. I know you sent him a text message. So you're saying that their loss today was karma for the game yesterday?
Wasn't it? What?
Huh?
I'm gonna tell you. I talked to my brother. You know what I told him? I said I'm going with LSU, and I hope they beat the brakes off of Iowa. And what happened? What happened? 102 points. And when no girl missed that free throw and left it at 99, I'm mad. They need 100. Then they come down there and old girl, the point guard, shoot that three and banked it in. Boy, I hit the ceiling.
And you know what? Big shout out to Kim Mulkey. You know, that was the chick that she was at Baylor, right?
Yeah, she was at Baylor.
She won 3 at Baylor?
She won 3 at Baylor.
What are you saying?
Yeah, I didn't want the noise to be in the background. I think earplugs are dead.
He said his earplugs are dead.
Yeah, but you have to tell you, I give props to them. You know why? She brought in 9 new players on this team. Kim Mulkey did.
Yeah, she did. She did.
2 years ago, before she got there, they won 9 games.
That first year? This is second year.
No. The year before she got there, they won 9 games.
Oh, LSU girls basketball.
Last year they won 26 games. They got knocked out the second round.
Yeah.
And this year they won 34 games.
She brought in some big guns. Nah. Okay, so let's speak hypothetically then. Or let's speak fantasy wise. Let's say if South Carolina did, if they did win, how would their performance have been against this LSU squad from what you just saw today?
I think that South Carolina focuses real hard on defense. Mm-hmm. So I can't, and we just fantasize. I don't think that when Angel Reese went out and they brought the subs in and them subs went on the tear, killing them threes, I think South Carolina defense would have been a little bit tougher to try to prevent. I mean, they wouldn't hit all those threes. To defend the three? Yeah, but that's hypothetical. You never know because those young ladies coming. There's one young lady bench, the one with the blonde hair. She was the leading scorer. She had 22 points.
Yeah.
Because the people coming off the bench, man, they came off on fire. They had 30 points off the bench.
Because they do the same thing that y'all do. They go like almost 11 girls deep.
Yeah.
As far as squad, I think y'all got the deepest. I think y'all go 12 girls. Y'all swap out a heavy amount. Yeah. I'm gonna say this here because I didn't watch it like I watched the Iowa game because I was out with my mom. Nevertheless, I thought that I didn't think that LSU would have been a better squad to beat, but obviously they came with some motivation. I watched Iowa against y'all. They had a plan, like you said, with that girl Johnson. They were allowing her to do something because it was. I think she was 21% from the strike, from 3-point range during the season. And I think they went with that. That's why they were like, we'd rather, because they needed more help in the paint on the bigs as opposed to letting her shoot. Because like you said, y'all had 4, possibly 5 girls that y'all could swap out at 6 feet going against two chicks that they had, which I ain't gonna lie. You hear the one of the commentators go, what's the girl named Calais or whatever? She's so big. Yeah, she's so big. She's so big. Which she is. That's a big girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And Iowa only got, let me tell you something. Their biggest offensive rebound was at the end of the game. And it just bounced off, and she caught it. But they got nothing on the inside of the paint. You know what I'm saying? So, right. What James just wrote, what did he say? 4 million. What? I didn't get a chance. Oh, episode 4 million in the books. Remember, keep your head on the swivel, keep God first. Right. But what I'm saying to you is I thought, I'm going back to this again. I thought it was a fair game outside of what you're complaining about with Boston. And I know we can't agree on this, but they came with a plan. And when you got to switch 5 girls on one player, and you still don't stop them, what can you do about that? Nothing. I think she expended all of her energy to get past y'all. That's why they got their butts kicked today. You know what I'm saying? It's like beating up a big, like I said, a 6'7" giant, and then you come up against a 5'10" person, and then you got no more energy because you done took everything you had to beat this person.
No, and she got fouls called on her and had to sit down.
She wasn't a big factor though.
Don't forget that part. Don't forget that part now.
What?
that she got. She ended up that game with 4 fouls.
Who Boston it?
No.
Oh, Caitlin.
Yeah.
Was it 4?
Yeah, because they counted that tick as a foul, so she had 4 fouls.
Oh, she had 4 fouls. Okay. Yeah.
2 of them were offensive fouls.
Offensive. Okay.
Pushing off.
Yeah, they push. Which like I said before, if anything, if you calling it karma, I get it. They had to make sure that they bridged the gap for what y'all felt like was missed yesterday. Now I'm gonna throw a curveball out at you again. I ain't gonna call it a curveball, but another portion of the loss. There was a racial aspect of it that I started to see when I was looking at blogs, TikTok, Facebook. I guess this became a black and white issue, and I'm trying to figure out why. Me and James, we text. I'm trying to figure out why there was a racial epithet, to this game.
Because I guess you saw the clip from Dawn Staley. Dawn Staley is the type of coach that she's not gonna bite her tongue.
I saw that. She was talking about the reporters, right?
Yeah, she putting the cards on the table. She said that at a location near where the Final Four was being played, that there's a reporter that was talking, not knowing that it was somebody around her that she knew that would come back and tell her.
Oh, this reporter was talking, but she was talking to one of Dawn Staley's friends.
No, I guess one of Dawn Staley's friends that's on the media heard it.
Okay.
Not just saying they were talking directly to them.
Yeah.
But they heard it and they came back and told her. So they were making some derogatory remarks. I'm not gonna even give them the even respect of repeating what they said, but I'm just gonna say they're making some derogatory remarks about the Carolina team and the Carolina players.
So
which then, and this all started because somebody in the media asked Dawn Staley a question about her team at her press conference.
So she said, we're not bar fighters, we're not bullies, we're not. So the bar fighting thing came from the coach from Iowa. Because she said, somebody said, listen, get ready, to be to be in a bar fight. Which really saying you going against some tough girls. You know what I'm saying? It didn't mean did you take something racial behind that?
It's a different way. Why? It's all kind of words you can use that says saying you're in a bar fight. A fight?
You going into a tough fight, yeah. No. You don't take that.
We're going up against a tough team that is physical.
Okay, she didn't use that. She a country woman. I'm
gonna give you an example where she could say it.
I hear that.
Instead of saying we're going into a bar fight.
A bar, hey man, listen. You tell me, hey man, you going up against David. You've been going to a bar fight. I can say that about you. Tonight, I knew I was coming into a barn burner. You know what I'm saying?
No, but you.
What you want me to do here? I'm trying to be fair.
Why you as a head coach of a team that's in the Final Four will come out and say we're going into a bar fight?
No, she said that somebody told her, get ready. You're going into a bar fight. She didn't say she said, I was told that, these girls got to be physical. But she also complimented the South Carolina girls at the same time. She complimented the Gamecocks on being physical and tough, which they are. You even said it before the show. During the show last Sunday.
Right.
You gave me all the hype. You gave me everything I needed to know that David for this David and Goliath basketball game. Did you not?
I did. I gave you names too. You want me to give them to you again?
No, because I heard them all last week. You told me what was gonna happen to Caitlin Clark. You said, and then you told me they got a freshman that's gonna be on her tail the entire game, right?
Now, one thing, it wasn't a freshman that played her. That was a fifth-year senior. But the thing I am disappointed about Dawn Staley is she didn't put Bria Beal on it. She didn't put Bria Beal on it till in the fourth quarter when the game was being wrapped up.
Oh, that's what that Bria Beal. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, like I say, we lost by 4 points. I can't read the future. I don't know. I can't say that Boston would score the 4 points or score more points to win the game. I'm just saying it took her out of her normal game. She was not playing the way she would normally play. And I know my brother said, well, they stayed in the game while Boston's on the bench. Yeah, they stayed in the game while Boston's on the bench, but nobody knows what would have happened if Boston had been in the game instead of being on the bench. That's my thing. It took her out of her game. And that's what they did by calling all these doggone ridiculous fouls.
Man. Let me ask you, okay. With like I said, the thing that I saw, even though they took Boston out, like I said, them other girls came in and they kicked in. It took 3 girls to do what Boston does as one. So that's why I feel like they didn't lose anything because, like I said, them girls were still rebounding. They still were block shots. Like you said, that big, tall Spanish looking chick, she blocked like 4 shots and then she just looked at the girl. The big girl that they had for Iowa, she was trying to throw hook shots just to get around her. You know what I'm saying? And she couldn't. How did y'all lose a game? Or I'm saying, like, how did Aaliyah Boston being out change the whole dynamic of your team?
Because when Cardoso's in the game and Boston in the game, they always run a high-low because they know they're going to always have the high advantage. So they come and double team Boston is always going to lead Cardoso open. So it just changed the game and the way they play the game. It changed it all the way. And then, like I said, when Boston got the 3rd foul, she didn't want to get that 4th foul. So she played timid.
How many kids y'all losing next year?
It was all starting 5.
The whole 5?
Yeah.
Oh, y'all done. Y'all done.
Believe it if you want to. We can put something on that right now.
Y'all done. Y'all ain't gonna have the dominating team that y'all had. Like I think y'all run is over.
Okay. So there's something else I want to say too. You should brought up another valid point. So okay. Our run is over, right? Uh-huh. So that means our run is going.
No.
Hold on. I got a second part to that. Then the second part of that is y'all wanted to put blasphemy on my man Steph Curry and everybody else out there talking about how she is Steph Curry. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why she's not. Because what class is she?
She's a junior this year.
So when have you said anything about her before this year?
I said something about her last year. Don't do that to me.
What'd
did. I said she was a good shooter. I gave her some clout last year. Ask G if he had better mic or whatever.
So you said something about last year, but what was she at her freshman year?
You know what? Her freshman year, I didn't know nothing about it. She was coming off the bench, back and forth off the bench her freshman year, but her sophomore year was her breakout season, and I gave her some kudos last year. I remember that they didn't go far in the tournament last year, but I thought that they were. You know what I mean?
So now, because of her, they're the next dominant team.
Because of her, they're noticeable. Because of her, Iowa is now in a picture. To be, because she still got a whole another year to play.
Yeah, but let's see what they do.
You know what? I'm gonna put something on it.
Let's compare them next year. We're going record right now. We're gonna compare. And I just said South Carolina. I say South Carolina may lose the starting 5. Some of them have an option to come a 5th year. Boston is already saying she's going to the WNBA. Bria Beal is probably going to the WNBA, and so it's probably Zaya Cook. So I know she's gonna lose at least 3. Victoria Sexton. They're going to lose 5 because Victoria Sexton already on her 5th year. And I think Fletcher, the starting point guard, she transferred in from Georgia Tech, so she's probably on her. So they're going to lose the start. They're going to lose the 5. But we go on record right now, and I guarantee I'm going to be like Charles Barkley. I guarantee you that South Carolina have a better record next year than Iowa will.
Who is that? Iowa ain't losing nobody.
Who?
Iowa ain't losing nobody.
They're losing their big girl.
The big. Okay. Well, they losing the big.
Yeah.
Y'all losing 5.
Right.
Come on, man.
But what do you do with a gun?
What you mean? You shoot.
And then when they run out of bullets, what do you do?
You reload, but I'm saying.
Thank you very much. Very much.
Y'all don't have another Aaliyah Boston on there. Y'all don't have another Bria Beal.
Cardoso's going to be the Aaliyah Boston.
Cardoso is a bruiser, but she is more of a shot blocker and space giver. I saw her.
She had 14 points last night. That's all we need.
Boston missed damn near half the game and still got 22, right?
No, she didn't get 22 points last night. She had 22 points the night before. in the regional championship game. I didn't think she was in double figures. I had to look and see.
Nah, she was more. She was in double figures last night. I know she had a few.
I had to look and see, but just watch. If you think Dawn Staley is not a recruiter and don't have a class coming in, you got another thought coming.
I'm not saying she's not a recruiter. You know, we've been giving Dawn Staley much kudos, and I even give you this. When I watched her interview earlier today, she gave Caitlin Clark her Player of the Year vote. You know, after her own play, but she said, "Listen, I'm gonna give it to her this year." She was, if anything, the best individual player between her and Leah Boston. You know, those are the two she got. But she was like, them 240 point. She got the most points in the tournament. You know, ever.
And what that get her?
Huh?
What that get her?
My bad. Say it one more time.
What did that get her?
It didn't get her nothing today. But the record.
But see, I'm gonna tell you what I got so tired of hearing. Okay, she Player of the Year, right? Boston last year was Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year.
Right.
This year she Defensive Player of the Year again. So she back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year.
We've been talking about.
Hey, no. I'm talking about doing this Final Four. Only thing you kept hearing was Caitlin Clark, Player of the Year. Caitlin Clark. And Rebecca Lebo made me so sick. I started going and listening to, bad as I don't like Taurasi, I started going to watch that channel, so I won't have to listen to her by yourself.
But listen how biased you are. You can't even listen to Caitlin Clark for a few weeks. We've been talking about Boston for 3 years.
Why?
The same reason why we're talking about Caitlin Clark now, because they're good shooters.
It's a difference, baby. South Carolina's been to 3 straight Final Fours.
And they ain't got but one.
Ain't got but how many?
1 win. 1 championship, right?
They got 2 championships.
Back to back?
No, they ain't went back to back. They won one when Asia Wilson was there.
Oh, okay. So I got 2.
But what I'm saying is, so now Caitlin Clark go 1 year. She come out with an L. So one thing Boston got that she don't have.
Some 6-footers, 5 or 6 footers. She gonna get some more help. That's all.
No,
this one girl that was doing it.
Listen, don't go there, Corey, because we can talk about their recruiting if you want to. But I'm not going there. We can talk about ours recruiting if you want to. But I'm not gonna go there. Huh?
It's gonna get better. What's happening is the same thing that happened. Like we're making the Stephen Curry comparison. Remember when he came out of Davidson? That's what happened. He was the only one there. Davidson ain't seen it since. When she leaves, you ain't gonna see nothing about Iowa no more. But she is the catalyst on that team. Her and that other girl named Marshall. Now, like I said, the other big girl, I hate to say, the big chubby one that was in the middle. You know what I'm saying? That she wasn't bad, but they're gonna lose her. What I'm telling you is, if you're making the comparison with Curry, the reason why they're doing it is because the girl is pure on the shot. But then at the same time, when she leaves and declares for the draft for the WNBA, we won't hear from Iowa anymore. Now you're right. South Carolina State gonna be able to South Carolina Gamecocks are gonna retool. They're gonna redo this thing because of who the coach is. Now, if they can find another girl from Iowa that a la Larry Bird that's coming out these sticks that can shoot, they're gonna find her to come to Iowa. But right now, Caitlin Clark is the best shooter, pure shooter in the girls NCAA. Point blank.
Okay, but being the best shooter is evident that don't win your national championship.
No, but it makes excitement. It makes it exciting. That's why I win against y'all to lose.
That's fine. And that's why I went against them to lose today.
You went against them because you were butthurt. You, and then you were salty, hurt. You were a little bit of look. If people saw what we were texting, you know what I'm saying, they wouldn't know what to do. You know what I mean? Because you. But
I was pissed.
Yeah.
100. I was 100%. And no bones about it.
Man, even your brothers them saying, "Listen, you were a little too tough on it." You know what I'm saying?
A little bit tough. Too tough on who?
On the officiating. You weren't fair. Because like I said, it wasn't a terribly called game. You just felt like your player was being picked on.
I know you didn't see the whole game today. But you should have seen the difference between the officiating today than Friday.
It's the same crew, right?
No.
It's a different crew?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna rewatch it because I want to see it. I want to be able to judge it, from my own eyes. If it was
they calling fouls on everybody. At one point, LSU had 3 players on the bench with 2 fouls, and Iowa had 3 players with 2 fouls, but Caitlin Clark stayed in the game with her 2 fouls.
You keep going back to that. You making this.
I'm just saying, when you come into a game, and your team is so much bigger than the other team, then they go look for all that what they call aggressiveness to call them fouls because of the size. You can say what you want to, but it makes a difference.
I know,
but you should not be penalized because of your size, because my team is taller than your team.
Okay. The whole season, these 42 games, these 43 games y'all been on the run, y'all have been, I'm not saying terrorizing the SEC and whoever come up against you, but at the same time, your attitude was totally different while y'all were beating up on these teams.
Don't make me say why.
Huh?
Don't make me say why. I knew you about to ask that question, but don't make me say why.
You can say why. Why?
No,
why not?
I'm not gonna do it.
Let's bring up two reasons.
No, we're trying to get syndicated. I can't really say why. I told y'all in the text message.
This is not about that. It's not about that. It can't be about that. Y'all been on because y'all been on top too long. Now it comes to that. Now you're gonna bring up that line in the center of it.
Oh, because that line was clearly in the center of it.
It was not clear.
Sometimes you put a mark in the sand and wind come and blow it away. But this mark in the sand was so deep that the tornado couldn't have blown it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, what my co-host and partner is saying, up on in the box below us are 2 colors.
Don't go there. Let it go, sir.
I'm just saying what my guy is saying. 2 factors are right below you, below in the box, which I don't believe. Now, I'm not sure if y'all feel the same way. And like I said, we're trying our best not to go that far. But I'm trying to give you a picture of what we see or what we're talking about around. We're going around it.
Because it was clear the difference in officiating between today's game and Friday's game, Corey. You didn't see the whole game.
I did.
I got the whole, and I'm gonna tell you what I did. To be able to get these times that I got, I went back and watched the whole game from Friday. That's how I know what Caitlin Clark did when she wanted to clear her space. Saying the whole game may be a little bit outlandish, but there were plenty of times where that same kind of call she got called for today could have got called Friday.
And you know what? What benefits them to make those calls in this game right here? What benefit?
At the game because of the foul.
But I'm saying no. What benefited them by making these calls against Caitlin on this one today, to this game today?
What benefited?
Like you were saying, it's karma. Like they had to make this. They had to make these calls. Like this is what she's been doing. Pushing off or whatever.
Right.
What I'm saying. What did they get against? Okay. Say you were saying that they were singling out Boston, right?
Yeah.
From the jump, you said they were singling her out. Like that was the plan of the refs. So you're saying that was they were doing that today against Caitlin Clark?
No. What I said is that the difference in the calls. Like I said, at one point you had 3 players for LSU that had 2 fouls. You had 3 players for Iowa that had 2 fouls.
Okay, what's your point? You saying that what they did?
The point is the game was called different. They called what they saw.
They called what they saw. Okay,
and that called second reaction. I gave you two examples. Number one, Boston got shoved in the back, and she catching the ball, and she running to the ball, and you shove me. If I'm running to the ball and you shove me, I'm gonna stumble, regardless of how big I am.
No,
you know how big she is.
Yeah.
If I'm running to catch this ball and you push me in my back, I'm gonna stumble.
No, she's never been pushed up. Because she ain't never been pushed up before.
If she is running to the ball,
so
she's not stationary. She's running to the ball to catch the ball, and you shove me in my back. Yeah, I'm gonna stumble. You gonna stumble too.
Okay, so the third foul. This, like I said, the first. I'm giving you leeway on the second.
Third foul we arguing about when the girl had her arm around her waist and they had locked arms, but now they locked arms. Both of them, because is bigger and stronger, and this girl hit the floor. They call a foul on Boston.
Right, the bigger one got the foul.
Right, because of my size. That's not my fault.
Because your strength. Then okay, let's go. Let's take those 3 fouls out. What about whenever she slung the big girl down to the floor, which is the power that she normally has, and they called nothing, and she put her fingers up like like jump ball. You just tossed that big old girl to the floor.
Hit the weight room.
Huh?
Hit the weight room.
That's what I'm saying. You're unfair. That's unfair. You know what I'm saying?
How's that unfair, Corey?
Because she just like how you saying somebody got pushed down. Her momentum pushed her down. The same way Leah Boston was sitting there going for a ball, and she literally just threw the girl to the floor with ease. And that girl was the same, huh?
Hit the weight room, Corey.
See, you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite.
How am I a hypocrite?
Because you're not giving the same amount of credit on both sides or takeaways on both sides.
Now that's strength. That's what that was.
No, that's BS. That's what it's called. Now let me ask you. Okay, so your brother just put up a valid point that I'm gonna read to you. You can read it too. Caitlin Clark is a baller. Period.
Okay, that's y'all opinion.
You don't think so?
That's y'all opinion.
No. That my question is, do you think so? And you can't give her nothing, no credit at all for being a good ball player.
Get nothing from me.
You got to be kidding, man.
Anytime you try to disrespect my team, you get nothing from me.
Who tried to disrespect your team? When?
I told you the little waving thing for Raven Johnson. I don't care what her percentage is.
What she doing? She was doing what she was supposed to do.
No. You sit there and you play defense. You ain't got to do all this waving every time she gets the ball. You go wave at her like this. No, you ain't got to do all that. That's unnecessary.
The plan was first to get in Johnson's head. Then two, what her coach said was she was needed down in the bottom of the paint where them big old girls were.
Okay. What happened when Raven Johnson started then?
They still did the same thing.
No, she went out. She went out then. Go back and watch the game, Corey. Go back and watch the game. When Raven Johnson started hitting those shots, she started creeping out toward Raven Johnson. But
just
I'm saying,
creeping out a little bit.
Like I say, even LSU said that was disrespectful.
Because what they went 100%. That was the plan. They stuck with the plan.
I'm talking about her gestures. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what a ball player does. Go ahead, take that shot. You know who they do like that all the time? They do Draymond Green like that all the time.
That wasn't that kind of gesture.
Y'all, you taking that out of content. You're taking it way too far.
But like I told y'all, we talked about this gesture last show. You would never see a Don Staley team do no gestures and stuff like that.
It don't matter. What they did was
so you try to disrespect my team.
No, they came in as the smaller team. What you want us to do? So let's give Johnson some credit here. If I go out there and play her, what's she gonna do? She gonna dish it down to the paint. That's what they saw that Johnson knows how to do. So all they had to do was they said they will take her taking that shot, that 3-point shot. They were willing to allow her to do that because they needed more help in the bottom.
It still didn't work because they still kept throwing it in the box.
What?
But like I say, you get no props from me if you try to disrespect my team. Nothing.
Okay. Your team
you and James Littlejohn can say this all y'all want to. What he say now?
He said he can talk about this in 2025. Chuck ain't moving. He need to move.
Nah, Chuck ain't moving.
Chuck ain't fair.
You can call it that, Corey.
Huh?
I said you can call it that.
I'm trying to get you to be less judgmental because you're a South Carolina junkie.
But this now. And I told my wife this today. So see, you getting on me because I'm so adamant about my team.
Okay.
But I hope he come on now. But when our other co-host is so adamant about his team, it's A-OK. But I can't be adamant about my team.
I never said that.
I can't be adamant about my team.
No. I ain't never said that.
He's joining right now, so he can hear this.
You're not adamant. You're not adamant about your team. You said they cheating. That ain't adamant.
So you missed part of the show, G. I told you. I gave Corey the examples of why they cheated.
They didn't cheat.
Did you see the whole game today? Did you see the whole game today, G?
Yeah.
Okay, so why did they call them fouls on Caitlin Clark today? The same fouls, same thing she's doing against South Carolina. Why would they call?
They did call her. How many fouls she had?
No, I say the same type of fouls.
Every game is different. Every game is different, OG. Every game is different. But
her game is the same.
What you want, OG? You want the foul to be called evenly. That's what it was. It was called evenly. You don't want no foul to be called on your team. That's not right, though.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you what evenly is. At one point today, there was 3 stars for LSU. They had 2 fouls. There was 3 stars for Iowa. That had 3 fouls.
They were fouling.
My point is to you is that's called evenly.
They were fouling.
That's evenly called game.
So the game ended 20 to 18 in fouls. 20 to 18 in fouls, OG. 20 to 18. What else you want? Aaliyah Monson only had 3. She had 2 in the first half.
Exactly. She had 2 in the first quarter.
And she ended with 3.
But you weren't here for the rest of it.
But OG, she ended with 3.
I'm here to tail end trying to argue stuff. You don't know all of it now. Let me hear.
I heard some of your crying.
But I tell you what you want to. You can call it out. You can call it crying all you want to. But I saw a press conference today where y'all our savior was boo-hooing today. Like I told Corey, Carmen is a, and y'all know what I mean. And that's what they got today. That's what they got today.
They ran up against a high LSU team. LSU was on fire.
Karma.
No.
Y'all big time scorer broke Swoop's record. They didn't get nothing but 102 points scored on her team.
What it let you know is she's a good player. That's all I'm trying to give it, and you're not giving her nothing. You ain't giving.
Like I said, you try to disrespect my team. You ain't getting nothing from me.
What was the disrespect, baby? Because she didn't go with Jake Johnson. Because she didn't check Johnson.
I told you, it's not that she didn't check her. It's the gesture she kept doing.
Because that was just trying. That's balling. That's just trying to get in her head. Her coach said, "Stay down in the paint," and she said, "Take that shot." They won't live.
Let me ask you this then. So other players for a different team thought it was disrespectful.
All I'm trying to do is because I chose their team. I'm going with the reason why she did it. Her coach said we're going with 21% for the year behind the 3-point range. We will accept that because we need help with these 6-footers that you got down here in the paint. So, like I said, that's why Caitlin Clark had 8 rebounds. A small point guard with 8 rebounds. Okay. Because she get those trashy rebounds because she had to be down at the bottom.
Well, let me tell you
that's part of the game, though. Isn't that part of the game? That's the trash talking the game. That's the trash talking the game.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what karma is. Karma is when Reese did this and this. That's karma.
That's trash talk.
That's trash talk.
That's trash talk.
That's part of the game.
She did that because of what she did to my girl. That's
I don't think she cared about what she did to your girl. She didn't care about what she did to your girl.
Don't worry about it. Karma is a...
Look, Angel Reese care about winning for her team. She don't care about trying to help out South Carolina.
Say what you want to, G.
They do the same thing with Russell Westbrook when they play him and Draymond Green. They leave Draymond Green the same way.
I just told him that.
I'm not talking about Westbrook. I'm talking about the pros. I'm talking about this game. And like I said, we talked about that trash talking the other day. And y'all say it's part of the game. All well and good. But like I say, you would never see a Don Stater player on the court doing that kind of stuff.
You know what? Let me ask you this, though. Johnson didn't take those threes until the 4th quarter. The whole game, they allowed her to stay out there. She didn't take a shot until like the end of the 3rd, going into the 4th. Why is that? She was just as scared to take the shots, and then finally when they came out,
Corey, she was shooting. She just wasn't hitting them. Don't say she wasn't
hitting. That's what I said. She didn't start hitting them until after the halftime.
Well, I tell you what. Just like I tell everybody else, yeah, they beat my team. Yeah, I'm pissed. But when it all came down to it, they at home without no championship.
That's the only thing you going with. You think that's karma?
If that's
he got to hold on to that one. He got to hold on to that one. Yeah.
And that's my choice. You hold on to stuff you want to hold on to. I hold on what I want to hold on to.
Hey, look. This is my disappointment in South Carolina in that game. And it's with Raven Hollywood. Raven Hollywood is a 5-star basketball player. McDonald's All-American. She is a national champion, a 4-time Georgia State champion, and she goes out there and would not shoot the ball. She's the better player than that. That was my disappointment. If they would have left her open in high school like that, she would have lit them up for 50.
And which one you talking about?
The one that Caitlin did like this too. Like
Raven Johnson.
Yeah, Raven Hollywood Johnson. They call her Hollywood.
Oh, okay, Hollywood. Okay.
Yeah, she's the one. With a couple years back, like 3 years back, we did a video with her. She played in the boys McDonald's All-American game.
Oh, okay.
The first one.
Okay.
Remember that she was the one. So she's a better player than that, man. I don't know if she's lost confidence or Don don't want to shoot. Now I don't know what happened.
That 21% that coach said.
She'll be back. She'll be the starting point next year.
Yeah, she's a better shooter than that. That's my.
Well,
that's my whole issue with it all. She can shoot better than 21%. She's definitely not a 21% shooter.
Well, I want to ask you this, G, because Corey made a blatant statement here a few minutes ago. Corey said that South Carolina is done.
No.
I said that championship. I said that championship.
No. You say they done.
Championships. I'm saying,
but you didn't say championship. Championship didn't come out your mouth.
If y'all losing 5 players, y'all ain't finna bring a fresh 5 in and do the same thing y'all been doing. Who's your next to live Boston?
I told you, Cardoso.
No, she not.
Yes, she is.
She good, but she not Boston good.
And we got people on the bench.
Cardoso bulldozer, boy.
We got people on the bench. We got people on the bench y'all hadn't seen.
And you think they gonna do it?
And we got a recruiting class come in.
Okay, you know what? If they do, prove me wrong. But like I said, okay, G, answer this question for me. He said that I didn't. Did I not give Caitlin Clark kudos last year?
Yeah. He's been a fan of Caitlin. Yeah, he's been a fan of Caitlin.
Find me the clip. I need receipts.
You need a receipt for that. I'm just saying, like last year, I'm not saying that they were championship caliber, but I gave her kudos for being a good shooter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, like I was saying before, and I said this right here. If she leaves Iowa, it's gonna be like the Stephen Curry effect when he was at Davidson. We ain't heard from him.
He can't leave yet. He got one more year.
Got one more. She's a junior, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying after she's gone, I'm saying we won't see that again. We won't see the likes of her again in college.
Yeah. We won't see the likes of her, but what's Iowa gonna do?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying.
So you saying that? So you say South Carolina's not gonna do nothing? You saying Iowa's not gonna do nothing?
I'm saying it's hard to replace a Boston. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to replace number 4.
So she had Asia Wilson.
Yeah.
Then she brought in Boston.
And y'all, you know what? They were overlapping. But who y'all got right now that we've seen? We ain't seen nobody yet.
Right. That don't mean she don't have players.
She'll get recruiter.
Just because you hadn't seen them, but just wait.
Don's gonna bring the players in.
It's gonna be a player coming in that's like 5'6" or 5'7" out of South Carolina. Just wait.
Don's gonna get some. He gonna get some recruits now. People want to come play with South Carolina. They want to play with Don Staley. So they'll be there. They just got to worry about Don leaving. That's the only thing they got to worry about.
So me and OG had talked about last week.
Where's she going?
Yeah. Now she's been paid higher than a lot of these WNBA coaches. So I asked him that last year. If she did leave, where would she go? You know what I'm saying? Or why would she leave to either go to another college team? Or I think that's what I asked him then. But do you think she would leave South Carolina to go to one of these prestigious, higher prestigious schools, than South Carolina?
No, she's only leaving to go up. She's only going to leave to go up. not leaving the state in college. If she leaves, she's going out of the college range, going to the professional range. That's the only way she goes.
Right.
So, and I know y'all say the pay is different, but the pay was different before she got her pay too. So, she just gained the highest pay up there with Gino. So it hasn't always been the highest pay for women in college basketball either. She set the market there, and believe me, she'll set the market in the WNBA as well if she goes there.
I'll say this here: she making more than over 80% of the WNBA coaches. You know what I'm saying? She's making a grip for what we looked at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I think we just picked up the Aces, and I think we looked at the Aces coach. I think she's making way more grip.
Name me the any besides Becky Hammond. Name me the other coaches in the WNBA.
Really?
I know.
I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying.
Only coach I'm concerned about is Becky Hammond.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Don't nobody really know the other coaches. But when you bring a Don Staley, it's like bringing a Coach Prime there to Colorado. So when you bring that name brings in more recognition, more people. People start noticing you then. So that's what Don Staley's name does. It holds a lot of weight, man. So her name alone will get her top billing for pay.
So I'm gonna say this, and I end this on this my Caitlin Clark soapbox.
Oh wait a minute, now we're gonna end. It depends on what you say.
I'm saying I'm done. You know how you were saying I'm saying I'm done.
Okay, this depends on what you say. But I had something to say or not.
All right. Now, Galen, I'm gonna ask you because I said me and the OG been battling for this for about an hour at this point. If you had to choose right now, your player of the year would be who?
How you gonna ask that? She already got it.
Caitlin Clark won. I probably would have gave it to Aaliyah again.
You would have?
I probably would have, yeah. I thought Aaliyah had a better season overall. I think Caitlin Clark, she's played well all year round. But for her team, when I'm talking about Aaliyah Boston, to go undefeated in the regular season, man.
See, you adding the team in there. Individual player of the year.
But you can't do it without your team, Corey.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. Like her, what she's done for her team is the reason they were undefeated.
Okay.
So Caitlin Clark has played very well, like all season long. But I just think Aaliyah Boston with the team that they played more top tier teams than anybody in the country. So she's played better talent as well. So I would have to go with Aaliyah Boston with the numbers that she's put up and the team and the record that her team has. With Aaliyah Boston, but I understand them giving it to Caitlin Clark. But honestly, too, is when you get hot. Sometimes Caitlin Clark got hot at the right time, right around voting time. And it's unfortunately that's how it is, man. When it comes to voting, but I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But for me, I would have gave it.
So we're gonna spend an hour on this. What we probably need to do is talk about the men's side for a little bit before we get out there.
Yeah, I was saying, the girl, I ain't gonna lie, the girls were the hottest NCAA game. Like I said, y'all brought me in. As much as we always talk about the guys, but as these 1s, 2s, and 3s dipped off, we saturated ourselves in women's basketball, and I give that to you for pulling us in.
And let me say this: somebody said that Iowa and South Carolina game was the most watched. It was more watched than the All-Star NBA game.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And that's good. That's good for women's basketball. I mean,
absolutely.
We can only hope, and I say this right quick. We can only hope that the fact that the women's college game is getting more recognition. I mean, more recognition and attendance and all these type of things. So we can only hope that will start rolling over to the WNBA also.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but yet to be seen. So.
Absolutely. And let me say this before we get off of it. I know we've been talking about WNBA women's basketball for a minute, but this says a lot of, like you said, about the WNBA and about women's basketball, man. That is growing. The fact that we have an Iowa in there, the fact that we had teams that people were excited to see, Virginia Tech, LSU, it's growing, and the excitement is there, and I think we're moving in the right direction and growing in the right direction for women's basketball, man. So kudos to everybody out there pushing it, and kudos to the crew and you, man, for always pushing women's basketball, man. Great job.
Hey, and you know what? You know what? These ladies are putting it out there. Like, I give Kim Mulkey a whole lot of kudos. We've been on the Dawn Staley bandwagon for some years at this point now. Kim coming out all smashing with the clothes. That Texas coach, the coach at Texas.
Yeah.
Bringing it. That's gonna go to the groceries every game. Now they're starting to show, other parts of, things that will draw in guys, like I said, we talk about the game in its purest form. But then you got guys that's on TikTok just putting up pictures of the coaches just by himself with the clothes they got on. Not their ability to coach, but it's becoming way more hotter at this point for all sorts of reasons. You know what I mean? And I don't even know if Texas is good.
Right.
I don't even know if that girl's good, but I know that coach is. So you're right. Kudos to ladies basketball.
Yeah. Up and coming.
Yeah.
So now I guess we can talk about the men's Final Four. I didn't see much of it. Me and my wife was out, so I did see some of the end of the. I saw the replay of the end of the San Diego State and Florida Atlantic. With the shot that was hit there at the end of the game, and then
that's all I saw. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's all I
and then
saw.
of course, you caught playing bully ball. Go ahead, G.
I saw that whole San Diego State Florida Atlantic game, man. That was a heck of a game. Florida Atlantic, man, was killing them. When I tell you the whole game, they was beating them down. And then they just couldn't throw it in the ocean in that end of the second half. They couldn't throw it in the ocean, man. And South San Diego State, man, was getting multiple opportunities. They was getting 2 or 3 shots to make one shot. I mean, they was beating them on the board. And it came down to that last second shot. And that guy, man, he hadn't been shooting well for the night, man. I think he only ended up with 9 points. But a big time smooth shot, calm and collective to close the game out. I thought it was a heck of a job by the coach just to let him play it out. Instead of calling a timeout, and it paid off, man. So kudos to San Diego State.
So between these two, who you got? UConn or San Diego State?
I got UConn, man. I got UConn. I told y'all I was gonna roll with UConn. They've been beating teams by double digits because just like OG said, man, they are beating them bully ball. They are big and they have shooters. They have 2 bigs down low, man. It's tough to deal with, and then on the outside, man, they got people that can stroke that thing too. So it's really a pick your poison type of team. And they seem, I don't understand how they're a 4 seed, man. They're playing like they're the 1 seed. They look like they don't have any flaws to their game. Coach Hurley over there is doing a heck of a job. I mean, he's been doing a heck of a job for a minute over there with Connecticut.
Dan Hurley.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So let me ask y'all this, because I was listening to CBS Sports Radio. So a lot of these new mid majors, the NIL has bridged the gap with some of these kids that couldn't get into a Duke or UNC or all these these high number ones. So at this point now, do you feel like these smaller schools with NIL, that the bridge is being gapped between, like I said, these Kennesaw states, these Florida Atlantic universities? Now you're gonna be able to see more of these small schools competing? Do you think it's going to continue this way in the future?
And I don't know how it works, but I think it'd be hard for them to continue that way. Because the thing I don't know is, so if I go, and maybe y'all know, if I go to a Florida Atlantic and I play there for a year, can I now transfer to a Duke or Kentucky?
Yeah.
Can I go in the portal? Can I go in the portal and they pick me up?
Yep.
Yes.
So that's what I'm afraid of that may happen.
Oh, they're going to take them. They're going to take those players.
But they may go, because I don't know how it go with the recruiting. I don't know if you can reach out to a player that's already playing for a team. I don't know what the rules are. I'm thinking you shouldn't be able to do that.
You can't go recruit. You can't recruit another player off a team. You're not allowed to.
You can only do that if they go into the portal.
Yeah, once they put their name in the portal, then you're able to reach out to them. But no, you're not able to just, hey man, why don't you jump in the portal and I'll come get you. No, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to be allowed to do that.
But wait a minute. But if they're moving up in the division or moving down in the division, I thought you could. Now you can't laterally move, but to move up, like I said, if I'm at Georgia State and Duke comes and talks to me, I can move up a division, right?
But Duke can't talk to you while you're playing for a team.
No, right. I mean like in the offseason. I'm saying like once this season is over with,
even then they can't talk to you unless you go in the portal because technically you're still tied to that team, that school. So unless you go into the portal, that's the only time another team. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. That's the only that's the only way a team should be able to legitimately discuss anything with you. And you talk about NIL, so that's what I'm afraid of is that if you got these mid majors and you got a player that's doing pretty good, and they think they have a better chance of getting more NIL at these blue bloods, they go to the blue blood to get the NIL money.
Either that or get into the NBA.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah. I'm just saying now we're seeing more of these kids stay. I ain't gonna say stay home, but like stay at like I said, at Kennesaw State, or you get the coach that's got a little bit of bread, or a little bit, a decent coach that can get a guy that don't have the best grades, got a great shot. They got a chance at moving up in this tournament, and then on top of that, they're now considering moving it to 72. They went from 64, now they're at 68, right? And now they're talking about going to 72.
But see, the more they make it, they still gonna have a controversy. You always gonna have a controversy. It's just like the college football. The more you make it, you still gonna have controversy where there's gonna be some at-large teams that think they should have gotten in that didn't get in. So a la North Carolina.
Right.
But anyway.
But what they're doing is they're saying if they take it now to 72, 72 from 64 to 68 to 72, you're gonna have way more Cinderella teams kicking butt, against these blue blood division teams.
But the only thing they're gonna do is if they increase it to 72, they just gonna have that many more playing games though.
I guess what they're trying to do is give that Tuskegee a shot, or they're trying to give that South Carolina State, or
But I'm not sure if you noticed that, but okay, they say they're gonna increase it to 72. But I think the actual field still going to remain at 64, right? Or they saying they're going to increase the field to 72?
They trying to increase the field to 72.
Oh, okay. So because right now they got it at
68.
But then you had playing games that come into the 64.
You know what? Maybe it is the play-in, more play-in, teams or whatever. Because I think for the longest it was just the SWAC and the MEAC, and those two play-ins. That they were the only one that was getting a shot. That Howard, Hampton, FAM, South Carolina, Southern. It was only those in the SWAC and MEAC that was getting a shot. Now they want, like you said, they're trying to give them small schools, a little bit more of a shot to get in. So I don't know, because this is the first time we've seen Kennesaw State in it. You know what I mean? I don't know why, but I think they want to see more excitement or more big schools take that L.
But I think the reason Kennesaw State got in, like you said, because they won their conference.
Yeah,
they won their conference. That's why they got it in.
Yeah, but they got more conferences now, right?
Do they?
I'm asking. Do they have more conferences that the more competing conferences that want a chance?
I'm not sure.
I don't know about that one.
Or say for example, like we didn't. What were we looking at? G that new because we got the NCAA tournament, you got the NIT, and then they got that CIT. How long is that? CBA. What is that? Where that come from?
I'm not sure how long the CBA has been around.
But they were saying that this was put in place because you got teams that don't that didn't want to go to the NIT, but then not enough teams to play or that wanted to play. From what I had read, I think it was $27,000 if what team was that? Yeah, $27,500 for what team? If they were the
Detroit Mercy.
Yeah, just to get into, and that was the NIT, right?
No, that was the CBA.
CBA, okay.
No, that was yeah. And it seemed like to me, honestly, it seemed like that league is just. I mean, it's like they're just trying to make more money. Like,
that tournament.
Teams, yeah, these other tournaments. They're trying to make more money off the colleges. Even the fact that you said they had to pay $27,000 to get in it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I guess. So it's trying to get more money.
I feel. Where y'all want to go from here?
Have y'all talked about the marijuana? Not the marijuana, but the marijuana testing that they're taking away from the NBA now, and the new CBA.
No. I didn't see that. But when we covered the CBA, we were talking about you got to play 65 games in 7 years. But I didn't know that what did they say about that?
So they are no longer testing for marijuana in the NBA. So you are allowed to smoke marijuana now. It says, and what they're saying is it actually gets you, it actually helps you to play basketball, as far as healing, as far as rest, as far as inflammation in your body. So like you have knee swellings or elbow swellings or ankle swellings, it says the marijuana is helping with that. So they're not testing for it anymore.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Marijuana is gonna go up. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was So how do y'all? Let me see. If you can smoke in the NBA, do you realize how crazy? I'm like, okay, we know that marijuana is a depressant, not a stimulant. It's a depressant. It's supposed to, slow you down a little bit. Would that hinder the player's ability to be, 100 on the court? Or let me ask you this: I know the NBA would allow it. What about the owners? Do the owners have a say in this?
I don't believe so. I don't believe they can, on their own, say, on my team, you can't do it. I believe that's what the collective bargaining agreement is. It's with the owner and the player. So
is this a part of healing, or is like say, can I have a blunt before the game? Can I come to the game high? Let me say this. Matt Barnes, he said he smoked before every game. Steven Jackson, he said the same thing. Wow, so, they never got tested.
Yeah, they got tested. They got tested before. They got tested at times. They paid a whole bunch of fines. They said, but yeah.
And look, and you just named two players that don't make the case. Them two jokers were crazy.
Look, Steve Kerr has came out and endorsed it himself, saying he wished he would have known what it does for you when he was playing.
Man.
So
yeah.
basically what the NBA is saying is we're not going to test for it. So it's legitimate on the NBA side, but what about the states where it's not legal? So you're saying it's okay.
Right.
Well, nah, you can't. You don't get caught with it. It's not legal in the States.
Right. Or after you leave the game and you commit, you know what I'm saying? And you driving away from the game. I don't know how I feel about that. I get the reasoning behind it, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with it or not. If you're asking, do I agree? I'll still say no, because you got a lot of kids with those dreams of becoming an NBA player that lean on it now, even as as young players and young kids. So I don't agree with it. I get it, but I am conflicted with that. I am. Now, let me ask you,
it's so much more to what marijuana is now from when we grew up. Marijuana was just a drug, a bad drug that you don't mess with growing up. And I think more people are learning more about the benefits of doing it now. I haven't crossed over to that point to actually dive more into it and see what it does. I can care less about doing it myself. But I know people who really want to do it. They are really, really diving deep into it. Isaiah Thomas is another former player who's advocating for it. A lot of former athletes are advocating for this. It's amazing.
Gotcha. So, but before we got on this, me and OG was talking about the 65 games. In order for you to be nominated for Player of the Year, for you to be nominated for Defensive Player of the Year, any kind of accolade that the NBA offers, you got to play at least 65 games. What's your opinion on that? In terms of being able to play, show up 65 out of 82 games.
I love it, man. I think it makes players play. Players care about those accolades. These are accolades that you get that will get you more money. So if you were able to say, I was an All-Star, I was an MVP, I was this, now you can take that when you go for the negotiation for your contract. If you're not playing those games, now you can't use that for your negotiation. So I love it, man. I think it makes the players play. So yeah, I'm all for that, man. I think they should actually do.
That's actually 80% of the season.
I think they should actually do that for. That you should be playing 80% of the season, and at the minimum, you should be playing 80%.
Yeah, you're getting paid.
Yeah, I get it. But they're not. But I don't think they're taking money. They're not taking money away from the players. They're just not giving you the chance to go forward.
No, right. But which does kind of mess with your money in the long run. So, yeah, no, I mean, shoot, I think that's any job. 80%. Hey, if you go to work 80% of your job, that'd be great.
Hey, I say, hold on.
Yeah, so, look, I'm going to work 4 out of 5 days.
So my question to OG was, do you think that we're going to get the wrong MVPs, the wrong Defensive Player of the Year, the wrong All-Stars because of that?
I honestly, I think we're going to get the right MVPs and the right All-Stars. Because if you're not playing, there's no reason for you to really be up there getting those accolades, getting those awards. That means we're not giving it to the right person. We're giving it to the person who's actually playing, who we've seen play. There was no reason for Zion Williamson to be on anybody's list for awards.
So, out of all the players in the NBA, why you got to throw Zion out there?
Oh, my Lord. Why
he was on the All-Star list for some reason. I don't know why they put his name on there.
But Corey, to answer your earlier question, Embiid's played 63 games.
63? Okay. So I guess my question was, if this CBA was in effect right now, would Embiid be in the runnings? And right now he's at 63 games, so he got to put in 2 more.
Two more.
Got to get. So that's what I'm saying. We're gonna have guys that's trying to get to 65. I guess just to get 80%, 80 percentile grade, grade point average. I guess play point average.
And it'll cut out a lot of this rest days. We got a lot of rest days going on, man. Yeah. I mean, it'll cut that out. So now you got to be strategic if you're gonna do rest days. Because guess what? If he get hurt, You done rested him out. Then he come out and get hurt, and now you up against the clock.
They don't want to call it rest days. They call it load management.
That's right. Load management.
So you're not they don't want you to call it he's on rest day. He's on load management. So that means that you put too much on me right now as a player, as an asset to your team. I've been playing too much. So my load management right now, my work ethic or my work, performance is hindered because I'm playing too many games.
Well, you knew that when you signed that contract for the millions of dollars. So you need to get on that there.
Yeah, and for me, it's not even the money. It's the love of the game. Like, you're supposed to be out there playing to play for your team. And for your team, I know they want to say like, well, I'm saving it for the playoffs. I'm saving it for later on. No, don't save it for nothing. Look, you're supposed to play every game like it's your last.
So
that's the era I grew up in. Play every game like it's your last game.
So I just saw a little quote here about the same thing we're talking about. Would you drop it down to season down to 72 games then?
I believe we talked about this before. Why are we dropping it down now?
To raise the guys' pay percentage.
And then so that means we're taking them down to instead of 65, we got 55. So 55 games. They got to play in for 80%, right? Oh, we say that what we're saying?
I got you. There you go.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, so we saying we got to take it down to 55 games played now to get it, or you saying you got to play all 72 to get it? What we doing with that?
I'm saying, so I know we had talked about it before, but say if they dropped it down to 72 games, that means that what the players have been averaging now is around 55 games, right? The games that kids are losing. If you average it out, they're making 55 games. They're home in terms of load management, hurt, and all that stuff. So if you lower the season down to 72, you're getting more out of those players because this is what they've been averaging.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So, as opposed to making this 65 game doable, which a lot of players can't make. But if you drop it down to 72 game season and they playing 55, this is what the load management is designed to do.
No, I mean I guess you make a point there. I don't like it. Especially me being a season ticket holder. I don't want my games to be taken down no doggone 30 games, 22, 28 games.
I guess that'll be 5 games less at home and then 5 less games on the road.
Yeah. I'm like, no, my season's over with already. God almighty.
So you want to see? So you're like OG. You want to see that player at the game every game. Or what's a 60? So 65 is reasonable to you out of 82.
Yeah. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. That was up. Feel you. That was up.
So Remus did tell me, man. He said the Lakers would be in the 7th spot by the time last game was over. So he did predict that, and I see he asked a question about that.
I think you did too, right?
Yeah. I was worried about it with LeBron being back, but we are in that spot, man. So
he hadn't been terrible with your squad.
He's done well, man. I gotta give him credit, man. He's done well.
Wow.
I know, right? They took a lot out of it, OG. He's done well. Okay.
He's done well, man. I can't even be mad.
What else y'all got, brother?
I didn't hear anything else. I exhausted all mine on my women basketball.
Oh, what What did y'all think? Did y'all talk about NFL at all?
No.
Nah.
You
Corey,
know,
I tried to start for you to get on, and Corey wanted to get into it, so we spent majority of the time going back and forth.
ow. Yeah.
The NFL decided they're going to make add another team, so teams can now play 2 Thursday games a year.
Whoa. Do that again. Say it again.
I think
So now they can say that 2.
Reggie?
Yeah, 2 Thursday night games.
Oh.
Every team?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, every team?
Yeah, at their choice. Yep, at their choice. And then they can flex a game for a Thursday.
What kind of flex?
So you think a game that could be
know how they
on
flex it?
Sunday, you can move it to Thursday?
They can move it to Thursday.
Oh, so like this, like when Hamlin got hurt and they had to move, you know. When Hamlin got hurt and they had to move.
So how's that gonna be right for the fans though?
Baby, what?
We coming in the house.
Oh, okay. We're trying to figure out what does that do for the league.
And then,
So what it
for the
does
fans
now? Exactly. So the fans now who have a game, who have paid for a Sunday ticket to go somewhere,
yeah,
that messes up their plans
yeah, exactly.
for them to that game. Yeah. So now they done got up their money to take their child to this game to go see them on Sunday, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, no, we moving the game to Thursday."
So they put it in place because of the Hamlin situation and Buffalo and you know, all of that. Remember they took away Buffalo Cincinnati, right? Because of that.
Did it take away? No. What they're doing it for is, I guess they get better ratings or something on Thursday night. I guess I'm like if it's a prime time game.
But I wonder how far in advance do they have to make this decision? Because like you say, like we were saying, if I'm a fan and I bought tickets and everything to go from a Sunday, and now you tell me it's on a Thursday, I might not be able to make that Thursday.
Right. And what about the safety of the players?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a quick turnaround. Either it's gonna be a quick turnaround from a Sunday game to a Thursday game, or is it gonna be an extra, 3 days, after that? Or
yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get the NFL, dog. I don't get the NFL, man.
Right. I'm still trying to look into it too, because you throwing me. I'm trying to figure out some kind of reasoning behind it. If it was, you remember how they didn't replay that Buffalo Cincinnati game, right? Remember it was
right.
That's why they put that little change in there that if Cincinnati, Buffalo and Kansas City played each other, they had to go to a neutral site.
Right.
Because Buffalo didn't have the opportunity to try to get the number 1 seed.
So is this put in place because of that, or is it to add more money?